All right, let's see if this goes, because last time I tried this, it says we could not do the stream. And here we go. So a few seconds dropped off of there, but that's okay. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Dylan Knows. It is Sunday, August 17th, 2025. Just about 4:50 p.m. Should have been sooner than that, but I had some last minute notes I had to take. Then the computer was being stupid, so here we are. It's Sunday. Just came back from doing some dorm shopping for my daughter. She goes to, she gets moved into college on her campus on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday. And my son starts school on the 25th, which is the same day as his birthday. She's not happy about. The last preseason football game of the year is going to be coming this week also. So technically, here in Maryland anyway, this is upcoming week is the last week of summer since my daughter has to go into school on Saturday, and then my son goes to school next Monday the 25th, and then my daughter starts her classes on next Wednesday, and then it's Labor Day, and then it's actual beginning of fall, but technically meteorological fall, but still, for all intents and purposes, this is the last summer of last week of summer for my kids anyway. My son and wife are at Seabase, which is a high adventure for the Scouts. They're getting ready to finish that up. They're off the Key West coast. They haven't had any issues with the hurricane, which we'll talk about a little later today. They will be coming home tomorrow. They have a 4-hour layover, which sucks, but still they will be coming home tomorrow. They're on the boat for one last time today, and they'll head to port either tonight or tomorrow, and then fly out and be back home late tomorrow. Tuesday is my daughter's orientation day for college. She waited that long to sign up for it. Other people have already gone through it weeks ago, but considering she's only got 3 more days, she's got to go back. So I'm taking the day off of work to go do that with her. So we got that going on. It's Black Cat Appreciation Day, and my black cat did not appreciate me taking him off of the table when he was in the middle of my note taking. But I got some cute selfies of me and him, so you'll see that on my Instagram photos here in a little bit. But yeah, so how's this? Some sort of charger thing. Oh well. But that's what's going on. So what happened this week? We had a big hurricane, or Category 5 hurricane, basically became Category 5 over a 24-hour period. We had a Taylor Swift interview on New Heights, which revealed some interesting stuff. Some Quentin Tarantino stuff, some John Candy stuff, some AOL dial-up stuff, Hayden Christensen, One Piece live action, movies moving their dates. New food stuff, new drinks, a lot of some returns, some production starts and ends, fall stuff, some winter stuff. So fall is within grasp. I mean, it's within. I'm reaching for it, and it's going to be a nice, cool week this week. It's hot out there now, but it's not humid. So it's they have it as well. It has it 87 degrees right now. But 76 tomorrow, 77 Tuesday, 80 Wednesday, 80 Thursday, 82 Friday, 82 Saturday, 81 Sunday, 80 for the first day of school Monday, 77 Tuesday. There does appear to be some rain heading our way, so we'll see if we actually get that. But yeah, so that's just kind of stuff going on this week. So let's get on with it. Real quick, before we get to Taylor Swift stuff, we'll do the hurricane. Hurricane Aaron, which started off as a tropical storm, then 24 hours later was empowered to a Category 5, 175-mile-per-hour winds. The eye is so defined, it is not funny. A Hurricane plane flew into it, and it's one of the most gorgeous pictures you've ever seen. Just this absolutely perfect circle in the sky, surrounded by the clouds of the storm, just sort of swarming around it. Calmness, the sun was peeking through. It was crazy. My son and daughter, my son and my wife, were on Key West, so they weren't near the hurricane site. The hurricane is, as of now, and still is, going to be turned away from the eastern seaboard and pushed out to sea. The cold front that's bringing these cooler temperatures, which I just read you, is going to push it out to sea as the theory right now. But if you live along any of the eastern seaboard near the beaches and stuff like that, be very, very careful. The rip tides are still going to be massively strong because this storm is fucking huge. It's the size of the eastern seaboard. The winds will probably be blowing in, so you'll probably get some high gusted winds. Maybe not 175, but you should be getting some 50 to 70 mile per hour winds blowing through your area probably. The waves are going to be very choppy. They're not going to be as bad as they are out where the storm is. The storm is going to have 100-foot waves being formed out at sea. This is not a storm to reckon with, and it is just so lucky that it is, as of now, not headed for hitting anywhere on the eastern seaboard. This is a massive, massive storm. I can't even explain to you how massive this is. See, Justin Burke has the new picture of it. This is what on August 20th, the storm is looking like. That's the eastern seaboard. That's the storm. So you're going to be looking at high waves, high winds. So very interesting. Before I get to Taylor Swift again, my throat is getting cracky again, which I hate. Fanta is going to have something called Chucky Punch. It's a soda due out on 8/25, but then I just saw an article that it's going to not necessarily be called Chucky Punch, but the cans are all going to be different horror icons. I don't know if it's going to be the same drink in each one or if it's some sort of collection, but we will be having some Halloween-esque sort of sodas coming out here on August 25th. Also due out on August 25th at Walmart is Mountain Dew Trolley, which is going to take the place of the Voodoo. There's going to be no Voodoo this year, which sucks. But Trolley only comes in no sugar varieties, but from any influencer that has tried it already said that it does taste like a Trolley gummy. So we'll see. That's due out on the 25th. So I will not be able to have a sample of it till my Labor Day weekend episode. So not next weekend's show, but the weekend after that. And also I'll be doing my fall movie preview coming up here around Labor Day also. I've been going to an inordinate amount of movies this year and very, very happy I did. Speaking of fall movies, The Running Man with Glenn Powell has been pushed from November 7th to November 14th, so just moved back a week. So be sure to hit that as well. AOL dial-up is being shut down by AOL, so you will not be able to dial up anymore. Not that anybody does anymore, but you are no longer going to be able to do it. New rumor, Coke is going to be releasing a cherry, where is it? A cherry float flavor. So it's going to be like a cherry vanilla. I'm assuming like a cherry vanilla sort of flavor of Coke, so that's pretty cool. Quentin Tarantino has written a play, and that is his next project. He will be going through rehearsals and casting and stuff like that, and probably will be directing the play as well, set to start that in January. So he will not be doing his 10th movie yet. He's going to be focused on his play. No word about what the play is about, but we get an idea about that 10 minutes, and I'll get to Taylor. Scooby and the gang join Scream, Ghostface, and Jason Voorhees in Fortnite's Fortnitemares coming in October. So that's good. Let's get some decent skins coming up for that. John Candy's son, Chris Candy, is set to play Barf in Spaceballs 2. So good to see that, but I'm surprised that Barf is in the movie. All right, 10 minutes in, and we're going to talk Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift surprised the Swifties by going on to her boyfriend Travis Kelce's podcast New Heights with his brother Jason Kelce, one of the more popular podcasts out there. And it was a absolute banger. I'm a casual Swiftie. I don't hate Taylor Swift. I'm not vocally against her. I think she's a very talented singer. She's a very keen businesswoman, and I truly believe that her and Travis are really in love with each other, not some PR stunt, but just going on 2 years now, which is ridiculous that people still believe is a PR stunt. They're morons. The NFL has started to get the idea that showing her all the time has turned off some people, but they're still going to pop her up. Plus, she doesn't have her Eras tour going on anymore, so she might not be popping up on your TV screens that much anymore as well. But let's talk about some of the stuff that she did discuss. It was one of the most, and the major Swifties, so I follow a bunch of them, they said this is the most laid back that they've ever seen Taylor, because she was in a safe space with her boyfriend and potential brother-in-law down the line, and they had made a decision between the two of them that they were never going to ask Taylor to come onto the show, because that would be, they didn't want to seem off-putting, or, hey, you're my girlfriend, you should come on the show. They were waiting for her to approach them, and that's what she did here. She approached them and said, hey, can I come on your show? Because, and Travis already knew this, but now the whole world does, because she'll be releasing a new album on October 3rd, day before my wedding anniversary. Which also happens to be 10-3, which is 13. So the numerologist Swifties were absolutely losing their fucking minds about that, which is cool. It is called The Life of a Showgirl. Hence the name of this episode is Life of a Showboy. She recorded it during the Eras tour, which is funny because her Eras tour lasted about 2 years. In the early part of the Eras tour, she recorded the Tortured Poets album that came out, I think, last year. And then while she moved the Tortured Poets into her stage show, she was working on The Life of a Showgirl. And the theme of Life of a Showgirl is going to be orange. I don't know the color scheme, but every Swift album has a different color scheme, apparently. There's only 12 tracks. They're not going to do any more than that. They have all this. It's great that Taylor likes to throw all these Easter eggs out, and the Swifties absolutely eat it up, and they were just going absolutely crazy for numerology and stuff like that. But it's going to be the theme of the album is a new era for her. What was going on behind the scenes of the Eras tour during that period, and the track listing sounds like there's going to be a couple of songs about Travis, because obviously he's such a big part of her life now. There appears, and everybody's hoping this is true, that there is going to be a diss track about Donald Trump, just because the name of the track is canceled, and if it's stuff that's going on during the Eras tour. He was speaking out about her during the whole election cycle, so it would make sense to drop that in there as well. Her father went through some surgery. There's something about being the eldest daughter. There's another track name, which could very well be about her father's stuff like that. According to Travis and Taylor, it's a much more of a pop-heavy banger sort of album, because that's what her life is now. It's no longer depressing and sad because she's with Travis. She's very successful, is very happy with her life right now. There's also the last track, the title track, The Life of a Showgirl. I believe that this is the one, which is the last track of the album, is going to have Sabrina Carpenter, one of the other hottest singers in the world, duetting with her on it. So that is a huge, huge deal also. So she talked a lot about that. They talked a lot about how, Travis and her got together, and Jason was doing a great job with his questions and stuff like that. And it was just very relaxing, easygoing. Taylor, Travis also, and even Jason, they were having a good time. They were having fun. And now what I want is I want Kylie to have Taylor on her show and just have the two of them just dishing. I think that would be absolutely outstanding, and I would love to see that. So Kylie, Kelsey, I know you're probably in the same mindset that Travis and Jason are. You want to wait for her to come to you, but come on, just make a little overture. You can talk about cats. You can talk about, just life in general. I just want to hear you dish between Kylie and Taylor this just outstanding, what it's like being with those two teddy bear guys. Though once Travis gets into football mode, I hate his fucking guts because he's a piece of trash, asshole, fuckface. But when he's not being Travis Kelce on the field, he's actually a decent guy, and I'm glad he and Taylor are getting along really, really well, and he's so like that. But yeah, Travis on the football field, I hate your fucking guts. I hope you would die. But not really, because that would mean non-football Travis would not be with Taylor anymore. And I would love to see them get married or whatever down the line, because I think they're perfect for each other. And it's good to see Taylor so happy. I've never been this invested in Taylor till they started dating, and I don't know why I got invested with it. I've been hearing a lot more of her songs. I found another one I like called Daylight, which I put onto my playlist. So now that's what's a total about 5 or 6 Taylor Swift songs I have over a myriad of my, maybe 7 or 8, maybe even 10, a myriad of my playlists I have on YouTube. So very good. Now here's the other fun part about numerology and the conspiracy theories, stuff like that. Taylor does, and she admitted she loves doing these Easter eggs, and she loves seeing the Swifties go absolutely conspiracy theory laden, and they come up, they make some leaps, but then they also actually figure some stuff out. And this one actually seems a lot more reasonable. So during the podcast, they use the number 47 a lot. And they, Jason's introduction for Taylor was 47 seconds, and they mentioned 47. They didn't say 50 seconds or half hour, 30 seconds or whatever. They labeled it down to 47. And then Taylor was talking about how she's obsessed with sourdough, and that 60% of her time now is focused on sourdough. And the Swifties went all number checking it out, and they discovered that Super Bowl 60 is coming up. At the end of this football season is getting ready to start. It's in San Francisco, well, the outside of San Francisco, but the San Francisco 49ers play there. The San Francisco 49ers mascot is nicknamed Sourdough, because if you've ever gone out to San Francisco, they have great sourdough. They have sourdough bowls where you can eat like clam chowder of and stuff like that. It's fantastic. I did it on our honeymoon. And the 47th stop on the Eras Tour was the same stadium that Super Bowl 60 was going to be at, with sourdough, where sourdough, the mascot, claims his home. So, and then also they were talking about a confetti sourdough, which is like, different colored pieces inside the sourdough. And when they took a picture of the confetti sourdough and the poster for the new Super Bowl 60, the colors are matching up. It's really quite an interesting conspiracy theory. And the theory is that Taylor Swift is going to do the halftime show. She's never wanted to really do it, but being with Travis, being connected to Jason, her dad being a huge Eagles fan, and just really learning the game over the last couple years, and pissing off the Brads, Dads, and Chads also, to have her come out and do a banger halftime show when the Baltimore Ravens play the Washington Commanders in the Super Bowl would be outstanding. So I think that'd be really interesting to see that. And I think that you think, they're going out there crazy, but you got to look at why specifically those numbers, why specifically the colors and the confetti stuff, why specifically sourdough. Don't get me wrong, sourdough is fucking awesome, but It's crazy. And so it was an outstanding interview. You've probably seen the highlights of it and all that stuff, but it was definitely well worth the time. So now, come on, Taylor, you and Kylie dishing would probably break the record of the Jason and Travis one. Come on, let's do it. So we'll see what happens. But it's fun to think about that. So good job, Taylor. So that was 10 minutes of Taylor, exactly. So fantastic. We got our first look at Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia film. But guess what? It's not The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is outstanding. We've had 2 versions of it already, and they'll probably be doing a remake of it eventually. But I think Greta Gerwig is in the mindset she wants, and Netflix is paying for it too. They want all the movies. I mean, all the books. There's 6 or 7 of them. There's Magician's Nephew, The Silver Chair, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Last Battle. There's 6 or 7 Chronicles of Narnia books. They made 3 Narnia movies in the recent time frame: Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Prince Caspian, and Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And they did, pretty decent, but not decent enough to continue all the other ones. They did it out of order because everybody knows The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Greta Gerwig is doing The Magician's Nephew, which has never, from what I recall, been adapted for a movie before. And it is basically its genesis for Narnia. C.S. Lewis was a pastoral student. I don't think he was an actual pastor, pastoral student, highly religious. The Chronicles of Narnia is his interpretation of the Bible, specific highlights of the Bible, as it were. So Magician's Nephew is the genesis, the creation of Narnia, and no one has ever seen it in movie format, I don't believe, ever. And that's what Greta's doing. And there's she's filming it now. There's some behind the scenes pictures were taken of it. That was very, very good. Hayden Christensen threw out the first ball at the Cubs game this past weekend. And he came out wearing a Cubs jersey with the number 66 on it. Order 66 was what the Emperor told the clone troopers to do to kill all the Jedi. I think that's fucking hilarious. Kristen Wiig is set to voice Roboto, a character on the Masters of the Universe live action movie. Old Spice is doing pumpkin spice deodorant and body wash. They also have done sugar cookie body wash and deodorant. And they're doing Snickerdoodle body wash and deodorant. So you can only get that from Amazon. So I'm going to probably pick up some of that here soon. And great, I'm starting to get all jumpy here. So hopefully that'll be fun and get through this the show. Trick or Treat Tic Tacs are now available at Five Below. They are black and orange for Halloween. They're available now. The Beast in Me limited series on Netflix is set for a November 13th arrival. Stars Claire Danes and Matthew Rhys. We get some first looks at that as well. Cheez-It Holiday House, like a gingerbread house, but with Cheez-Its, is now available for your holiday pleasure. The Pokemon Fossil Museum in Nagasaki breaks records for museums. K-pop Demon Hunters sing-along theatrical version has sold out in 300 theaters, so that is outstanding. Apple Pie Toast Crunch is the new Cinnamon Toast Crunch coming out here soon, so we're getting Apple Pie Toast Crunch. Could be very, very good. Anna Faris and Regina Hall are set to return to Scary Movie 6. They are the only ones that have been, I think, in all of them. I don't know if Regina Hall has been in the 4 or 5, but I know Anna Faris was. Krispy Kreme's is set to deliver Hogwarts house-themed donuts just in time for the September 1st return to Hogwarts, which we will not be able to see at the train station in England, King's Crossing, because of reasons. Glacial lake flood hits Juneau, Alaska. So the glaciers above Juneau, Alaska have been starting to melt because of the summer, and it hasn't been quite as bad because the heat has been much worse up in Alaska than it usually is, thanks to climate change. And it has melted a bunch of the glacial ice, which turns it into water and mud, which overflows the rivers and streams, which then goes downstream to Juneau, which absolutely demolishes houses and neighborhoods. So it had a pretty massive flood down there. I don't know the extent of damages. I think they had the warning out enough in time that nobody was killed, but still it caused a lot of major damage. Speaking of crazy, weird shit going on in the world, rabbits in Colorado, have started growing tentacle-like appendages from the back of their heads, around their mouths, stuff like that. They're looking like Cthulhu. And it is attributed to a rare virus that has infected a number of the rabbit species in Colorado. It is the creepiest thing. And if you haven't seen it yet, just look up rabbit tentacles or something like that, and you'll be able to see that. It is a absolutely freaked out thing. It's not photoshopped. It's not crazy. It's an actual event. Deaths this week: Tristan Rogers, Robert Scorpio from General Hospital. I used to watch, forced to watch, so my sister was watching General Hospital back in its heyday in the 80s, and I knew Robert Scorpio really well, and Tristan Rogers, I knew him well. He passed away this week. Michael Sloan, the co-creator of The Equalizer and husband of Melissa Sue Anderson, has passed away this week as well. Anniversaries: The Usual Suspects came out 30 years ago this week. I know, I saw that in the movie theater. The Wizard of Oz debuted 86 years ago this week. I did not see that in the movie theater when it first came out. I saw it when they re-released it back in 97, I think. Or 99, depending when the 70th anniversary or 60th or 50th or whatever it was. The Monster Squad debuted 38 years ago this week. Event Horizon debuted 28 years ago this week. Mortal Kombat, the original one, debuted 30 years ago this week. And Freddy vs. Jason debuted 22 years ago this week. This week is also the anniversary of the WOW signal. A space telescope received a radio frequency message that is not like your regular stuff it lasted about, I don't know, like 30 seconds or a minute or something like that. It was something that was completely random. They still don't know what it is. And someone circled it and wrote WOW next to it. It's the WOW signal. There's a whole documentary about it. It's kind of fascinating. Now that Paramount Plus has their new money with their Skybound connections, they're going through, thanks to the fucking loser in the presidency, opening it up for them to get rid of Stephen Colbert. Paramount Plus still go fuck themselves, even though I'm liking kind of stuff that they got planned. But right now, the Duffer Brothers, who created Stranger Things, getting ready to close that down, are considering jumping ship from Netflix to Paramount Plus. They're willing to give them a shit ton of money, and that would lead me to believe they were supposed to do an adaptation of Stephen King and Peter Straub's novels, The Talisman and Bleak House. And I would have loved to see them do a version of that for Netflix, but now that's probably not going to happen. But they haven't signed anything yet, but Paramount Plus really wants them to come and do stuff for them. A Wayne County school student steals a school bus, found having lunch 100 miles away because lunch at the school sucked. Could Cool Runnings 2 be in the works? I think that's a lousy idea. You don't need to have sequels for every goddamn thing. But here we are. Punisher's War Machine van has made his appearance on the set of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, what's interesting about that was last week, I think I mentioned that John Barenthal did a farewell speech to the cast and crew. And the headline that I read was his time for Brand New Day, but I don't think that's what it was. I think he was doing the goodbye to the cast and crew for his one shot, because I think that's finished filming. And then they gave him like a week break, and then he's back filming the Spider-Man stuff now because he's back in costume. He's been seen on set, and he's got his War Machine van up here too. So that's pretty cool. Other rumors you have to take with a grain of salt is Joe Keery from Stranger Things is set to play Harry Osborn. Interesting casting, but I don't think it's going to happen. And what's the other one? This one isn't. This is real. Melanie Scrofano, who played Winona Earp, has been cast in an unknown role in the sequel as well. So she's starting filming her stuff too. And we're supposed to have a rampaging Hulk. So we're going to get back to destroying Hulk in this movie. So it could be pretty interesting movie, looking to be a pretty decent movie coming down the line. How to Sell a Haunted House novel gets a movie treatment, which is good. A new crypto animated short based on the live action movie is set to either debut on the WB, but it will also appear on the Blu-ray 4K of Superman, which was announced this week to be coming out on September 23rd, first day of fall, or around the first day of fall, the same day as Flow is coming out on 4K and Blu-ray, which is awesome. So we're going to have that. September 30th, a week later, we're going to get Life of Chuck on Blu-ray and 4K, which is awesome too. So I'm going to have some decent stuff rolling through here at the end of September. So very, very good. Marvel Zombies arrives on Disney Plus on September 24th. The animated 6-part series is said to be extraordinarily gruesome, but one of the best things that Marvel's done in a while. Extraction spinoff nabs one of the best actors' names ever. Boyd Holbrook and Omar Sy have been cast in that. Fossil Teeth reveals previously unknown human ancestor in Eastern Africa. Weird Al Yankovic was set to donate a bunch of his memorabilia and stuff to the Smithsonian Institute for a Weird Al Yankovic exhibit, but he has changed his mind and will not be doing that thanks to the fucking traitor, felon, rapist, racist piece of shit that's in the White House right now, who's saying that he is going to set up a strike team to go through museums and make sure that they align with his worldview, which means he's going to get rid of all mentions of black people and women and just make Nazis and the Confederacy and all that be the official history of the United States, because he's a fucking racist piece of shit. And our history is slowly dissolving. So Weird Al's like, I'm not fucking going to touch that. I'm not going to have him get rid of my stuff or say it doesn't belong in there. So fuck you, President asshole. He's not fucking the Smithsonian because he can't help that. Smithsonian has no control. They're under federal. The federal pays for their stuff, so they got to do what he says, which is a shame because they need to fight back. Now they have put him back up in the impeachment exhibit, which they took down after a week after he influenced them not to. But I guarantee he's going to have them take it down again when he takes over the running of the Smithsonian. The same asshole piece of shit racist is going to give himself an award at the Kennedy Center Honors, which he's also, as I predicted way back, almost as a joke, when he took over the Kennedy Center, he's going to change it to the Trump Center. He's already said he's going to do it. So fuck you. God damn it. I hate you so fucking much. Wish you would just die. Cinnamon pumpkin spice smelling trash bags are a thing. I think they came out last year. They're coming back out again. Megadeth is set to retire after a final album and a final tour set for 2026. We got our first look at Sean Bean as the Sheriff of Nottingham. The new Robin Hood miniseries or TV series is coming out here soon. Layla George has been cast in Roadhouse 2. Don't know if it's as a love interest or as a villain, which would be great to see a female villain go up against Jake Gyllenhaal's male hero. Landman with Billy Bob Thornton season 2 is set to debut November 16th. We had our first look at the Boys spinoff Voight Rising. Ice Age, the movie, the animated movie about a woolly mammoth, a saber-toothed tiger, and a sloth, I think, who team up to take care of a human child. And then they did a bunch of spin-offs that have turned into a huge money-making thing, is now a part of the Alien canon. The movie Alien and its series Aliens, Alien 3, Aliens Resurrection, Prometheus, Alien Contagion, stuff like that. And now this Alien Earth TV show has Ice Age appearing on one of the screens that some of the humans are watching. So Ice Age is now a part of the Alien universe canon. Isla Johnson is set to star in Baz Luhrmann's Jeanne d'Arc. Don't know if it's a Joan of Arc movie, but Jeanne d'Arc. I would assume it's a Joan of Arc sort of thing, but Baz Luhrmann's doing it, so that should be interesting. We got our first poster for Fallout Season 2. They are going to New Vegas, so that's pretty good. Nobody Wants This Season 2 returns October 23rd on Netflix. Hunter Duhan from Wednesday is set to star in the new Evil Dead movie, Evil Dead Burn, which is filming now, set to debut July 24th, 2026. The sharpest image of atoms ever taken was released this week. We get our trailer for the second part of the Wednesday season. I haven't seen the last 2 episodes, so I got spoiled with a few things, but that's all right. Brie Larson, Lily Collins, Jack Quaid, and Henry Gilroy are set to star in Close Personal Friends. Flight was canceled after a woman destroys the bathroom with biohazard diarrhea, as they called it. I don't know if it was actually biohazard, but it was absolutely disgusting. Destroyed the bathroom. Little League, the company that runs the Little League World Series, is very, very angry with people betting on the Little League World Series games, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why would you fucking vote or bet on Little League Baseball? Fucking assholes. But they are, so they had to say something. Anniversaries. This was the Versus week. I did Freddy vs. Jason. Aliens vs. Predator came out 21 years ago this week. Can't Buy Me Love debuted 38 years ago this week. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World debuted 15 years ago this week. And Ted Lasso debuted 5 years ago this week on August 14th, 2020. And the Victory in Japan iconic photo of the soldier leaning the nurse over, giving her a kiss while everybody's celebrating, is 80 years old this week. A Lego Batman video game is in the works, similar to how the Lego Star Wars and Lego Harry Potter movies were going to be, or their video games are. They're doing a Lego Batman, which is awesome. Some local news: the Caves Golf Course right here in Owings Mills near us is hosting the PGA Tour this weekend for the BMW Championship. And some celebrities have come out. The Jonas Brothers were spotted golfing at Caves this week. Only Murders in the Building sets a arrival for their season 5 on September 9th. We also get the first trailer for it. Hostess Twinkie candy bars. It's a candy bar that tastes like a Twinkie, is now out. Max Minghella has been cast in Clayface, not as Clayface as somebody else, but as a different character. I have no idea what that says. I have no idea, so let's skip that. Pumpkin spice and apple flavored dog biscuits are coming out. NBA Universal has locked in the Bourne and Treadstone rights. That goes for new books and in the series and new films and TV shows. I talked about that. 17 Sundays, a new show set in the world of the NFL, has cast their first 2 roles. William H. Macy and Christopher Maloney have joined the show about life in the NFL. Plain Clothes is a gay action comedy about a police officer, a male police officer who falls in love with his male target. Ailing Shirley has been cast in Ted Lasso season 4. Lindsay Lohan and Shailene Woodley have been set to star in the limited series Count My Lies for Hulu. We got a first look at the Girlfriend trailer, Girlfriend trailer series on Amazon with Robin Wright and Olivia Cook. We got our first look at Marty Superman or something like that. Trailers, Timothy Chalamet's probably going to be Oscar bait movie coming out later this year. Randall Park and Joel Kim Besker are set to join the show Better Life. Austin Abrams is set to join the Resident Evil remake. First look at Daniel Day-Lewis, his new film Anemone. It was brought out of retirement to make this movie. I think his son wrote it. That's why he's doing it. Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters has hit number 1 in the top 100 Billboard chart, which is amazing. Connie Britton and Sam Nivola are set to helm the Hulu show Phony. K-Pop Demon Hunters also is the second most watched original movie in Netflix history. Only Red Notice is ahead of it. That's the one with Gal Gadot, Ryan Reynolds, and The Rock. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds teases a potential appearance as Deadpool in Doomsday/Secret Wars, so nobody has seen him on set of either. Well, of Doomsday, so they don't know, but he teased something about that. Oh, new World War Z movie in the works at Paramount. That's what that is. So more zombie stuff like that. Hopefully it'll be more according to the book instead of like the action zombie film that it was originally. Deaths, Daniel Webster, a man who served for 14,641 consecutive days, passed away. Lionel Taylor, a Browns player, passed away this week. A Broncos player passed away this week. He was 89. David Stratton, a film critic, passed away this week. Daniel Spencer, D from What's Happening, passed away this week at the age of 60. Nobuyu Yamada, singer on Dragon Ball Z, Super Sentai stuff, passed away this week. Lorna Raver, the actress who played the main antagonist in Drag Me to Hell, died at the age of 81. Anniversaries, Mars's moon Deimos was discovered 148 years ago this week. South Park debuted 28 years ago this week. The Expendables debuted 15 years ago this week. Tropic Thunder debuted 17 years ago this week. The Dora live action film debuted 6 years ago this week. Moving right along. NASA rover has photographed rock that looks like coral on the surface of Mars. Though people have been debunking it as just regular rock. But who knows? It really does look like coral. It's pretty interesting. Body of Antarctic researcher discovered 66 years after he fell into a crevasse while exploring a glacier. Orla Brady from Picard joins the cast of Vision Quest. Killing Faith trailer, Guy Pearce, Bill Pullman, DeWanda Wise, about a young girl in the old West in the 1800s who had the seeming power to kill by touch. So they have to deal with that. The first trailer and the first poster for One Piece live action season 2 debuted this week and looks fucking fantastic. British parrot missing for 4 years returns speaking Spanish. First look at Chloe Zhao's new film, Hamnet, with Paul Mescal and Jesse Buckley, excuse me. Haunted Hotel is a new animated series from Netflix from the creators of Rick and Morty. We got the trailer for that as well. Jeff Bezos would like to see his wife star in the new James Bond movie, and since Amazon is running the James Bond department, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets his wish. Hopefully, Denis Villeneuve will not make her like a Bond girl, but make her just have like a little small cameo role in it, and that's it. Task trailer is Mark Ruffalo's new series with Emilia Jones and Tom Pelphrey. A24 buys the rights to distribute Undertone, The Undertone, a horror movie. Maren Dungy and Faili Rakatha has joined the cast of Hulu's Buffy reboot. Chase Sui Lynels has also joined the cast of the Buffy reboot as well. Oh, 4-inch vinyl records. Is that a thing now? Someone pointed out that it could very well possibly be something new, so that's interesting. Estonian theater group performs Shakespeare with trucks and excavators. That's outstanding. I wonder how they do that. That's just a really cool idea. Shrek 5 has been moved to June 30th, 2027. Scream 7 has finished production, so we'll be seeing that early next year, as expected. Meteorite that hit the Georgia house may be older than the Earth itself, which is outstanding. It's a really cool idea. Why Marshalls, the spinoff of Yellowstone, cast Logan Marshall Green. Starburst Green Apple Pops is set to come out this fall. Dum Dum Stranger Things Lollipop collaboration is coming out this fall also. Sabrina Carpenter Cup at Dunkin's is available now. For the blue whale population. Recorded or heard lately, so scientists are worried about what that could mean. Paul Reiser is set to star in a new comedy that he is co-writing with his son and also with the creator of the Goldbergs. Michaela Cole and Sir Ian McKellen are set to star in The Christophers, Steven Soderbergh's new film about a son whose father was an artist, and I think his son is a forger and wants to finish his father's paintings so they can sell them for big money, something like that. Players Ball is Eddie Murphy's new action comedy coming out. Well, he's getting ready, hasn't filmed yet, but he's been cast in it. Black Rabbit debuts on Netflix. That's Jason Bateman, and I forget who the other actor is. Set for September 18th. Anniversary, Michael Jackson's first solo album, Off the Wall, debuted 46 years ago this week. Young Guns debuted 37 years ago this week. One of my favorite comic books of all time, Astro City, debuted 30 years ago this week. Great comic book based on the idea of a town like Astro City, where it's superheroes and supervillains that happen and occur all the time. It's normal circumstances. But instead of you following the superheroes, you follow how the people in town are affected by the superheroes and the supervillains and stuff like that. So you get people who own shops and police officers and kids and criminals and stuff like that, people who are just regular, normal people, and how they're affected by the fighting and all the stuff going on with the superheroes. It's a great series. And they do focus on the superheroes also, but they, instead of them doing like battles, so they focus more on their personal lives, which is another really interesting thing too. Kurt Busiek is the creator of it, and he's one of my favorite writers, and it's outstanding. Oh, I missed the William Webster, a former head of the FBI and CIA, passed away this week as well. And the story I missed, the Indianapolis Colts football is getting ready to start soon here, and they created a new pretzel in the shape of their logo. Their logo is like this fat U horse shape sort of thing. They did it in pretzel format. It looks like a piece of shit. It looks like dog poop. You have to see it for yourself. Type in, Colts pretzel, and you should check it out for yourself. Let me see if I can get a picture of it up here. That's what it looks like. It looks like a piece of shit. Oh, wow. Orioles kicked ass today. Yes, we had the Ravens won their second preseason game. So it's not for us. Okay. So that's good. The Orioles just won 12-0 over Houston. So that's good. That's for that page, right? Done with that guy. Wow, it's going to be just under an hour, or just over an hour. On my last page now. And I already have my last story picked out, so here we go. Starbucks is releasing a Nightmare Before Christmas tumbler. From what I heard from the article, it's only going to be available online. That doesn't make sense. Maybe online now and then at Starbucks closer to Halloween. I don't know, but it looks interesting. High Potential Season 2 is set to debut September 16th with 18 episodes. James Gunn, who is flying high with his Superman movie, wants to strike while the iron is hot. Has already started work on his sequel to Superman, set to start filming in 2026 for a 2027 release. Because you got to consider Superman came out in 2025. They filmed it probably in 2024. So it's been 2 years since they filmed the movie. It just came out, though, obviously. So they've had to recount it, but they haven't actually acted in it for 2 years. So now this is coming up now. So they'll act in this, and it'll come out in another year. Stavros Halkis has joined the cast of the Anthony Bourdain biopic from A24. Rare royal purple crabs have been spotted in Thailand. That's pretty cool. The live-action Scooby-Doo show on Netflix is going to be 8 episodes long, and it's going to start filming this fall, meaning it'll probably debut next year sometime, probably around this time next year, around the fall. Ayo Edebiri is set to join Daniel Kaluuya in the Barney movie, yes, based on the Purple Dinosaur, and Ayo is considering writing it as well as starring in it as well. Classic Ranch Fritos, I don't think I've ever had, but sound absolutely delicious. Loaded nachos, Lay's potato chips, cheesy buffalo chicken dip, cheesy buffalo dip, chicken dip, yeah. Lay's and hot sauce Lay's are all set to come out this fall in time for football season. Aubrey Plaza is set to play Heidi Fleiss in a biopic. That's interesting casting. Could be really good, though. Script has been finished for The Hunt for Gollum, has been accepted, so that movie should start filming in 2026 for a 2027 debut as well. You remember Air Bud, about the golden retriever who played all kinds of sports, then he had like the Budettes and all the puppies and stuff like that. Well, it's been a while since they've done any new Air Bud stuff, so they are now casting for a new Air Bud to reboot the series. So they are currently in the casting phase for new Air Bud donkey actor. Oh, 4 guys are rowing across the Atlantic Ocean. I hope that they don't get in the path of the hurricane, because that could be devastating to them. But I think that should be a bigger story than it is. They're rowing across the Atlantic Ocean. They're not on a motorboat. They're not on a big giant tanker boat. They're a rowboat. 4 guys doing it. That's insane. We're going to first look at The Cut, a new film with Orlando Bloom as a boxer, set to debut September 5th. Dublin Zoo celebrates the birth of a Baby Okapi, only the 3rd ever. Todd Stashman will play Paladin in Vision Quest, who is a Marvel character. NASCAR driver breaks his collarbone after falling out of his car to celebrate his victory. Young gorillas are dismantling poachers' traps so that they will not get caught in them, and no one else will as well. Noah Centineo is set to be cast as John Rambo in the prequel series. Dan Stevens and Lily Collins are set to star in Swiped, a Hulu original film debuting September 19th based on the creation of Tinder. Before we get to the last story of the week, Anniversaries, Flatliners debuted 35 years ago this week. Summer Rental debuted 40 years ago this week. It is Black Cat Appreciation Day. I think I talked about that already, so we'll mention it again. Superbad debuted 18 years ago this week. Deaths, we had Jane Morgan, an actress who was 101 years old. Bobby Whitlick, Derek and the Dominoes band member, died at age 77. The only big hit for Derek and the Dominoes was Layla, the long form one that was used in Scorsese's Goodfellas. It's also Eric Clapton was in that band as well. Tomo Suguru, a legendary Japanese voice actress, she passed away this week as well. And the big death this week just happened today. So I get to talk about now, and I'm going to do the good thing where I look up his stats. Actor Terrence Stamp passed away today. Terrence Stamp was known most popularly as Zod, the Christopher Reeve Superman 2 movies. He was also got some good Oscar buzz for The Limey, which is a movie he did with Soderbergh at the beginning of the century. He also was in Bowfinger with Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy. His very first film, he was nominated for the Golden Globe for New Star of the Year, and Academy Award nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Billy Budd, which he played the title role, which is interesting. How can that be supporting actor as a title role? Maybe it's when he was younger. The Collector, which was Best Actor Award for the Cannes Film Festival. Modesty Blaze, Far from the Maddening Crowd. Just picking out the ones you might have heard of. Superman, General Zod, obviously. The Company of Wolves, Legal Eagles, HUD, Wall Street. He was in Wall Street. He was in Young Guns. He played John Tunstall. He was in Alien Nation. He was in The Real McCoy. He was in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, a big award-winning stuff, nominations that he did as well. I forgot he was in that as well. The Limey, we talked about that as well. That's right, he played Supreme Chancellor Finis Valorum in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. He was in Bowfinger. He was in Red Planet. Forgot about that. Full Frontal. The Haunted Mansion. That's the Eddie Murphy version. He played Stick in Elektra. Wow, that's awesome. He was in Wanted. He was in Get Smart, the Steve Carell, Anne Hathaway adaptation of the show. He was Yes Man, also with Eddie Murphy. So he did like 3 or 4 movies with Eddie Murphy. That's crazy. Was in Valkyrie with Tom Cruise. Was a voice in Ultramarines A, Warhammer 40,000 movie. Was in The Adjustment Bureau with Matt Damon. Big Eyes, which was directed by Tim Burton. He was also in Mrs. Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which is also by Tim Burton. Murder Mystery, which was the Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston movie. And his last movie was Last Night in Soho, which was Edgar Wright's film. Some TV. I don't think he did Smallville. He played Jor-El in Smallville, which is funny because he played Zod in Superman, so he played the father. So that's pretty good. He was a voice in Static Shock, and he was also in an episode of His Dark Materials. So yeah, so quite a career. He passed away today, actually. So. Sorry. So yeah. Oh yeah, new animated Addams Family movies in the works. I forgot about that. From the people who created Wednesday, they're doing an animated version of it as well, but not with the same vocal cast. But they are working on it though. So yeah, just saw that. So anything last minute? Nope. So here it is. We are at the final week of summer for the most part. So we'll see what happens next week. As I said, next week, when I do this show, my daughter will be safely ensconced at her dorm room, and my son will be getting ready for his birthday / first day of school. My family will be back. I do have a 4-day work week this week. So that's okay, I think. I have to do orientation with my daughter at her school on Tuesday, so that's going to be interesting. It's an all-day event. So we'll see how that is. We'll probably talk about that a little bit. Honestly, can't think of anything else that could be up and coming that might be of interest for anybody. So we are going to end the show here, just over an hour. Sometimes I can do it very quickly. When I first started this show, it was always about an hour long, and then it just has blossomed into different things. So now I just do it for whatever length of time. This one appears to be edging out at an hour and 2 minutes. So just about 6 o'clock, not even there yet. It's 5:51 p.m. on August 17th. That's all I got. Anticipating my family returning from Seabase tomorrow night. And then orientation on Tuesday, and then we move my daughter into her dorm room on Saturday. And then Monday the 25th is the beginning of my son's junior year of high school. Bye.